It was one of those days that just felt right. The sun was shining, the birds were singing, and there was a light breeze rustling through the trees. It was the kind of day that made you want to get up and explore the world. And that's exactly what a woman named Sarah did. She decided to go for a walk in the nearby woods, and she brought along her 2 pet ducks, Ducky and Beak. As she strolled through the forest, she kept an eye out for anything interesting. She wanted to see if there were any signs of wildlife, or if she could spot any birds' nests. She had no idea that she was about to make a discovery that would change everything. Suddenly, Sarah noticed something strange. There was a large bulge in the ground covered with leaves and twigs. She couldn't quite make out what it was, but she had a feeling it was something special. As she got closer, she could hear faint chirping sounds coming from inside. And when she carefully uncovered the nest, she couldn't believe her eyes. It was the most incredible sight she had ever seen. There were 12 little ducklings, all huddled together and waiting for their mom to return. But where was she? Sarah knew she had to do something quickly because the ducklings were cold and hungry. So she carefully gathered them up and put them in her jacket pocket. Then she hurried home, all the while wondering where their mother was. When she got home, she fed and watered the ducklings and then put them in a cardboard box with some towels. She named them Lucky and set about finding their mother. But as the days passed, it became clear that their mother wasn't coming back. Sarah knew she had to do something drastic. She reached out to a local wildlife rescue group and asked for help. They agreed to take in the ducklings, but warned that they might not survive. As the days passed, Sarah grew more and more worried about the ducklings. But then something amazing happened. One by one, they began to hatch. First it was Lucky, then it was Ducky, and finally it was Beak. Sarah couldn't believe it. All 12 ducklings had survived. But there was one problem. One of the ducklings was bigger than the others and didn't look quite right. Sarah knew that this was because Lucky wasn't actually a duckling at all. He was a muscovy duck, and his mother must have been a wild muscovy duck. This meant that Lucky was in danger. Musky ducks are known for being aggressive and territorial, and he wouldn't be safe with the other ducklings. So Sarah made the difficult decision to separate Lucky from the others. She knew it was the right thing to do, but she couldn't help but feel sad about it. Lucky missed his siblings, but he was also curious about the world around him. As the weeks passed, Lucky grew bigger and stronger. He learned how to swim and fish, and he also learned how to defend himself. One day, Lucky was swimming in the pond when he saw a family of geese swimming towards him. They were led by a grumpy old goose, who was always looking for a fight. Lucky knew he was in trouble, but he didn't know what to do. But then he remembered what Sarah had taught him. He took a deep breath and let out a loud quack. The geese were taken aback by Lucky's confidence, and they eventually swam away. From that day on, Lucky was no longer afraid of the geese. He knew that he was a brave and confident duck, and he was ready to take on the world. And as for Sarah, she couldn't have been happier for him. She knew that she had saved Lucky's life, but he had also taught her valuable lessons about courage and confidence.